Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
And that's nightly news for this Wednesday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
There you go.
Your jobs can be optimized. So is that your plan? Replace us with robots?
Stop it. Stop it already.
I trust my hands and my instincts. You're fired.
Woodruff Appliance and TV is a family-owned discount appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics store. Find top models of GE brands at the best prices around. Woodruff Appliance and TV, 2 convenient locations in Woodruff and Tomahawk since 1939.
Huge auction, Merrill, Wisconsin. Polaris ATV, high-end home content, sauna, mopeds, dirt bikes, tools, pool table, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
Weather Watch 12 with Devin Biggs, 5 to 7 a.m.
Tribute Brewing, Airport Road to Bluebird Road, Eagle River.
Straight ahead, a firefighter from Antigo has been charged with child sexual assault. We'll explain the allegations he's facing.
Plus, a recent poll showed that church attendance was down. We'll hear why some local congregations are not seeing a drop.
And one Northwood city recently approved the expansion of the Ice Age Trail. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukic.
And I'm Dan Hagan. January has been a warm month so far, with temperatures often lingering at or just above freezing.
That means we haven't had a significant snowfall so far this year. But that should change tonight. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins us now. Jeff, outside it's still calm.
Yeah, it's pretty calm out there now, but this is the calm before the storm. We have a winter storm on the way for us beginning late tonight. The heaviest snow arrives for us early tomorrow morning, pre-dawn, making a mess for a commute tomorrow morning and also tomorrow evening. Already, winter storm warnings are posted for the areas you see here in pink in anticipation of 6 or more inches of snow beginning after midnight tonight, but really getting going towards sunrise tomorrow into tomorrow afternoon. Look outside now, though, in Minocqua, it's nice and clear, but notice how the cloud deck is lowering down now. This atmosphere is getting saturated, and thus it will begin to snow on us tonight, and that snow is going to be locally heavy at times. Lots of clouds out there currently, but here it is entering the picture across parts of Iowa and Missouri. That is all moving our direction. A classic Colorado low. Lots of moisture, lots of energy, lots of oomph in the atmosphere, and some wind in there as well. All of this snow moving our way. We could have 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates around sunrise tomorrow morning. Road crews cannot keep up with that, so it's going to be a mess around here tomorrow morning. So our forecast then for tonight, though, is increasing clouds, snow after midnight. That snow could be heavy at times, all snow, with low temperatures down near 24. Your full forecast is coming up. Dan?
The Antigo firefighter who ran the department's cadet program was charged this week with child sexual assault. He faces allegations that he inappropriately touched 2 underage members of the program. John Krieger has worked with the Antigo Fire Department for more than 20 years. In the cadet program, Krieger trains teenagers in firefighting. According to the criminal complaint, one victim claims Krieger grabbed her butt at least once a day when she was at the department 4 or 5 months after joining. A second victim claimed Krieger grabbed her butt on her last day in the cadet program last year. Krieger admitted that he did touch the butt of the first victim. A status conference in this case is scheduled for March 6th.
A Gallup poll found church membership in the United States has dipped below 50%. The poll found 2020 was the first year where the majority of Americans are no longer members of a church. 3 years later, some area pastors say they have not seen a decline in membership.
Thankfully, we're about the same level we were, but I will tell you it's not the same people that we probably had 4 years ago.
Pastor Akram, along with Jeremy Vander Galen of Pine Grove Community Church, says that while their churches might not have seen a decline, others may have.
So they don't have any younger families, they don't have any of that, and we have a bunch of that.
Another study done by the group Barna found that COVID did have an effect on attendance, dropping since 2020.
The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is holding a public involvement meeting to discuss a future construction project in Crandon. The meeting is scheduled to take place on Tuesday, January 31st at the Forest County Potawatomi Museum and Cultural Center. A short presentation discussing the proposed project will be given at 6:15, and then attendees can ask questions. The project will take place along Highway 8 from Wisconsin 55 South in Crandon to Wisconsin 32 South in Leona. Construction is currently scheduled to begin in 2025.
January is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. This month, Wisconsin is rolling out a new task force to combat human trafficking. Today, Attorney General Josh Kaul announced the Wisconsin Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. The task force will identify areas where sex and labor trafficking might happen and deliver training throughout the state. They will also collect and share data on human trafficking in Wisconsin. The task force will collaborate with law enforcement and victim service providers and other agencies investigating human trafficking at the federal and local level. WAHTTF is led by the Wisconsin Department of Justice and Division of Criminal Investigation.
An Eagle River Chamber Committee is hoping to boost tourism in the area using grants. The Eagle River Tourism Promotion and Development Grant Committee is offering another round of grants for nonprofits. Last year, they awarded more than $110,000 to organizations. That includes a Zamboni for the Hockey Dome. The money for the grants is coming from the Eagle River Area Room Tax District funds. Nonprofits can drop off applications at the Eagle River Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. Applications are due by March 31st.
The Wall That Heals is a traveling three-quarter-sized replica of the full-size Vietnam Memorial in our nation's capital. And in May, the Wall That Heals will be making its way to Rhinelander. From May 18th through the 21st, the Wall That Heals will be on display at Nicolet College. During an Up North at 4 appearance, Casey Lehman from the college says they need at least 200 volunteers to have a successful showing. A link to sign up can be found on Nicolet College's website, and that link is on our website, wjfw.com. The Ice Age Trail stretches 1,200 miles across Wisconsin, but it's not completely connected.
Sometimes hikers have to walk on roads to get from one segment to another. But that will change in the Antigo area, at least. Newswatch 12's Nick Van Zyl joins us now in the studio with more. Nick.
Thanks, Dan. Not only will the Ice Age Trail be adding a beautiful segment, but it won't cost taxpayers anything, thanks to a dedicated alliance of Ice Age Trail volunteers. Langlade County is known as the County of Trails, and Joe Jopek has been working on many of those for 50 years. He began volunteering when he was in his 40s, but now that he's in his 90s, he hopes others will continue the work.
The Ice Age Park and Trail Foundation in 1973, when we got involved, and we were just chapters, they were trying to establish the trail in parts of the state besides the Milwaukee area and the Madison area.
On January 11th, the Antigo City Council approved a plan which would allow Ice Age Trail Alliance volunteers to build a new loop segment on the city property just south of Antigo. The new route is a first step in building a path hikers can follow instead of walking along roadsides to get to the next segment.
Plover River segment in Marathon County and the Kettlebolt segment in Langlade County, and it's about a 25-mile road walk or connecting route, the Alliance calls it.
The proposed segment is in the early stages of planning, with layout set to begin in fall of 2023. Sarah Repp works for the city of Antigo, and she hopes that the trail addition will help further promote the area.
We actually have a number of people that come and either are hiking various segments of the trail or through hike, and a number of them actually stay at our campground.
According to the proposal from the Ice Age Trail Alliance, the project will cost nothing to taxpayers, as trained volunteers will construct and maintain the trail.
I still will miss going out on the trail, but we have a tremendous crew of volunteers that have kept this idea going over the years, and I can't say any more. A lot of people talk about trail angels, those that help people, and I think our volunteer crew is trail angels.
That was Nick Van Zyl reporting. The glue for emergency responders is the dispatch center. They're constantly communicating with firefighters and law enforcement.
Coming up, we'll hear from a local dispatcher about their workload when severe weather hits. After your full forecast with Conrad and Weather.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
As a nurse, your capacity to give is superhuman until it's not. These days, nearly every nurse is exhausted. You deserve an employer who shares your passion for keeping people healthy, including you. Join Peter Christensen Health Center today. Work fewer hours, enjoy regular schedules, rebalance your life with your passion. Your loved ones will thank you. Your new healthcare team will appreciate you. And your new patients will be grateful for you. Quit the chaos. Be your best self. Join us today.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
In the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Today, it seems everyone can be their own service technician thanks to the internet. From servicing their own cars and engines to home remodels and projects, people are trying a little of everything. Here at Maher Water Corporation, we employ nationally certified and factory-trained technicians to keep your water treatment systems working to their full lives. We will treat you like our own family.
So if you want us to service your equipment, give us a call. But if you're the fix-it-yourself kind of person, we'll enjoy your funny video clips.
The Northwoods provides plenty of beauty year-round, and the weather events that develop can produce some amazing photos. Submit yours online at WJFW's Weather Photo section on the website to share with the WJFW Weather Team.
Life in a northern town. Here we go. If you like snow, don't move. Snow is on the way for all of north central Wisconsin beginning late tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Great news for the trails, of course. Bad news for driving, as tomorrow is going to be quite difficult getting around here, most likely for a day or two as roads do improve. Okay, our snowpack's at 7 inches in Rhineland. We could easily double this tomorrow, by the way, so get ready for that. And we're going to have a pretty heavy snow falling around sunrise tomorrow morning, and that could be a problem across the entire region. All courtesy of a Colorado low. Here we go, right? These things are strong, they're powerful, they have lots of energy, and on this track across southern parts of Wisconsin, the heaviest snow falls about 150 miles northwest of the low. Well, that's where we are, so we have that snowfall on the way. All right, so lots of clouds out there today, but here we are to the west of us. There it comes. Notice the darker blue colors in here. There's lots of moisture, lots of energy, lots of oomph in the atmosphere, and that's all coming our way. In fact, here we are now across parts of Nebraska into Kansas. Notice the darker color blues. That is all moving this way, and that's where we are. More on that from Conrad Sapinski.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. You're exactly right. There's a big snowmaker on the way. That's going to arrive pretty much at around 2, 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then lasting through the afternoon hours. But the heaviest snow is going to be from around 4 a.m. till around 10 a.m. That means that morning rush hour is definitely going to be treacherous. The roads are going to be snowed in, and it's going to be snowing at 1 to 2 inches per hour. So the crew will definitely not be keeping up as much as if it was a lighter snow event. So get ready. Make sure your shovels and boots are definitely ready for tomorrow, because it's going to be one of those days where you just don't want to be outside. So what are we looking at? So we're looking at a lot of snowfall. Possibly over 6 inches of snow will be possible. Winds will be hovering at around 25 to 30 miles an hour, so not too bad this time around. The ice, this is pretty much going to be a snow event, but there will be very slick spots, especially underneath all of that layers of snow. And of course, there will be possibilities of some power outages as that snow really starts to weigh things down. So we're looking at 4 to 8+ inches of snow. The heaviest snow will be possible, especially in the far northeastern part of our state. And then, of course, south of Green Bay, that's when snow totals start to diminish. And then south of Madison, barely any snow, as that rain and snow lines pretty much going to be hovering right over Madison. So we do have a lot of advisories, a lot of warnings in the area, stretching all the way from Denver, Colorado, where they had over 6 inches of snowfall right through Nebraska into Iowa, and of course into the Northwoods, where we do have some winter storm warnings in effect from around 2 a.m. tomorrow until around 6 p.m. on Thursday. So that is pretty much those areas in the pink right now. And then the outskirts, the winter weather advisories just south of Green Bay, where a little bit less than 4 inches of snow will be possible. All right, so we are looking at this snow moving in at around 3 to 4 a.m. And more on that, we have Jeff.
Hey, Cameron. Okay, so thank you very much. We have lots of snowfall on the way. Here it comes now across the Great Plains. That is going to be in our backyards early parts of tomorrow morning, and that's going to give us quite a bit of snow to get through. So what to expect? Starts tonight, a 2 to 4 inch snowfall by early parts of tomorrow morning, a messy morning commute, a 10 to 1 ratio, meaning 10 inches of snow per 1 inch of water, so pretty heavy snow falling with wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, and it's regional, impacting places like Milwaukee, Chicago, Cleveland, and Minneapolis for sure. All right, so here we go. We could use some snow. We're at 37.5 inches so far this snow season. We're behind last year, and last year's snow season, kind of a dud, right? We could use some more snow. That snow is on the way. Average high being 22, the average low being 3. Look at that record low, 36 below back in 1948, and the sun set earlier at 4:44. Okay, so temperatures, all snow this time with temperatures below freezing. Will stay that way tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, and really the next 5, 6, 7 days. Some signs now pointing toward a really good cool off next week Wednesday, but that's 7 days away, as you know. Our forecast then for tomorrow includes snow heavy at times early, mostly cloudy throughout the afternoon with some lake effect snow showers tomorrow night to the north. Further south, same story. Temperatures in the 20s, some heavy snow early, followed by decreasing clouds throughout the evening. Our forecast then for tonight, though, lots of clouds out there, breezy, and snow developing after midnight. Snow heavy at times right around sunrise tomorrow with low temperatures down near 24 for tomorrow. Heavy snow early, 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates. Also some wind in there, primarily before noon, though. That northeast wind could gust near 35 miles per hour. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow's the big mess. Maybe a couple flurries on Friday. Otherwise, a gorgeous weekend to play in all that snow with temperatures in the 20s. Dan and Jessica?
The United County Sheriff's Office Telecommunications Department is responsible for all 911 calls that come in. Whether the emergency is for police, fire, or EMS, the call will go through someone at the dispatch center. Brandy Gray is the telecommunications sergeant and says a lot of the calls revolve around the weather.
It really fluctuates depending on weather, what's going on. But I would say overall each year it's just over 30,000 calls we take a year. And out of those 30,000, it's about between 7,000 and 8,000 are 911 calls.
Gray has been working at the dispatch center for around 9 years. She says she's seen a trend in recent years, which came from the invention of better technology.
Each call is different, so we see a large trend with like the crash apps and like Apple Watches with getting 911 calls from those types of things, which are a great resource for us because they usually give us like a location, so sometimes we're able to get help to people faster.
Usually when someone calls 911, one person is gathering information and another telecommunicator is listening to the call to send resources immediately to the location of the caller. The Tomahawk Community Theater is getting ready for an upcoming show.
Coming up after the break, we'll hear from members of the show on what it takes to make it successful.
Come see the fresh changes Woodland Creek Furniture has made to its showrooms. There's an ever-changing selection of unique furniture, much of which is made at Woodland Creek's own facility right here in northern Michigan. Did you know we build custom dining tables, vanities, beds, consoles, and more? New nature-inspired accessories are arriving daily, from lighting and lamps to wall art and rugs. You are bound to find that special accent for your home or office. See hundreds of exclusive designs available only at Woodland Creek in Minocqua.
This winter, Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg wants you to unleash the Snow Beast. Win a 2023 Ski-Doo Renegade Enduro Snowmobile with an enclosed trailer from Anago Yamaha. Then we'll send you to AJ's Walleye Lodge in the UP for 5 days and 4 nights of serious powder. Earn points, rewards, play, and entries. We'll give it away Saturday, January 28th at 9 p.m. Unleash the Snow Beast at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg.
It's a fact. Problems with your basement don't get better with time. They get better with SureDry. SureDry has been fixing wet basements, foundation, and concrete issues for over 25 years. There are plenty of people who can promise you a solution, but SureDry delivers. You have a home and a family to protect, and our experts will provide a permanent solution that gives you the confidence you need to sleep at night. Schedule your free estimate today.
Are you putting off your window replacement project because of the weather? Did you know that Renewal by Andersen will replace your windows any time of the year and in any weather? Our beautiful replacement windows are made with exclusive Fibrix material, which is vastly superior to vinyl, never needs painting, and resists warping and bowing. They're custom built in the USA and installed with precision and care by our certified master installers. Plus, both our product and our installation are backed by the nation's best warranty.
I don't have to worry what the weather is outside because I know my windows are custom for this climate.
Any season is the right season to improve and transform the look of your home and add value. Call Renewal by Andersen for your free, no obligation design consultation. Don't miss this money-saving deal with great financing. Installation is always included. Call now.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
A local production is making strides as they get deeper into rehearsals.
The Tomahawk Theater Group is showcasing Let Him Sleep Till It's Time for His Funeral. News Watch 12's Matt Weaver explains how rehearsals are going.
Well, that's right, Dan and Jessica. After a few joint rehearsals, the directors decided it was time for the actors to put the scripts down. And though it's presented its challenges, these 8 actors are up for the test.
There's that lull in between where, oh my gosh, I don't remember my line. What am I going to do?
Rehearsals are well underway for the Tomahawk Theater Group, which means it's time to let go of scripts.
And that first person that makes the mistake, oh, they feel like, oh no, it was me. But everybody else is like, yes, it wasn't me.
The first person to ask for a line is the most nervous person. And I think I was probably the first one to ask for a line.
Tim Wenslick co-stars in Let Him Sleep Till It's Time for His Funeral.
It's the paragraphs. It's not the one-line answers. It's the 3-4 lines worth of trying to remember everything.
Gloria Quinn, who co-stars with Wenslick, is also one of many who hasn't acted much as of late.
I wasn't going to do this because I haven't done it since high school. But all of my friends that are here in Tomahawk were like, oh, you're a natural, Gloria. Go try out. And I did.
Like the others, she's figured out how to build off her peers.
Somebody, if they know what line's coming, they can say whatever they want, and then we can go from there. You know, it's like, okay, I've got this. I can do this.
These actors can't wait to share this comedy with their community.
I think it will get them off their chairs. They'll slide off their chairs because they're laughing so much. We can't make it through a practice without breaking them up and busting out gut and having fun.
As for a little teaser, here's what the directors will share.
A husband and wife completely misconstrue events, and what should be happy turns out to be a little scary and a little bit funny.
Hopefully a lot funny.
Yeah.
I mean, the humor, humor is what we're really trying to aim for.
Performance dates are set for February 10th and 11th, and tickets are on sale now. You can visit our website at wjfw.com for more details. We'll be back after the break.
See the exceptional selection of jewelry at Golden Carat Jewelers. Artistic handmade jewelry by Michu and Belle Latour. Fashion-forward designs by Mira T. and Frederick Sage. The latest trends and the forever classics from Facet Barcelona, Catan, and more. Your full-service jewelry store in downtown Minocqua, Golden Carat Jewelers has a surprise for everyone.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
At Len's Truck, we've made the buying experience fast and easy. All our trucks are guaranteed clean, certified, can be bought hassle-free online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. And when you buy a Len's Truck, know that you're buying the best used truck money can buy. Go now to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck.
Add comfort and style to any room of your home with new carpet from Marquee Industries. Choose from our wide selection of soft and luxurious carpet, available in styles and colors to match your decor. Save big money on Marquee Industries carpet. Enhance the beauty of your home with Mohawk laminate flooring. It's easy to install and features unique character and charm. Mohawk flooring is durable and water resistant, making it perfect for active lifestyles. Save big money on Mohawk flooring at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, right now it's the calm before the storm. Conrad, what is it going to be looking like tonight?
Get ready for some really thick flakes outside. I know me and Jeff, we were just talking about this. A big snowmaker's on the way. I know you're a big skier, Dan. Definitely good news for you.
I don't want too much snow. I want like 4 inches, Jeff. Can we do that?
We could double that, but it's perfect timing, right? We had all that ice earlier this week, and now we're going to have snow on top of it. Great for the trails, great for the economy. The trails are open. This is great news for them. Let's go out and check outside now. We have lots of clouds, but notice that lower left-hand corner, the snow is just entering parts of northern parts of Iowa. That is all moving in our direction. So we have a pretty good snowmaker in store for tonight. We could see an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 of 1 inch or 2 inch per hour snowfall rates around sunrise tomorrow morning. Road crews cannot keep up with that. So overall, it's going to be a mess for the morning commute. Lots of schools are already closed for tomorrow or later currently, and that will keep it going into tomorrow morning for sure. And look, notice the darker color blues in here too, guys. This is heavy snow on the way, likely arriving just after midnight tonight.
Leave early from your houses tomorrow if you have that early.
Give yourself time.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it slow. Well, we'll see you back here at 10.
And I don't...
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers.
When it comes to foods that we crave, nothing is as welcoming as a big bowl of soup. And when that soup is chicken soup, all the better. So let me share with you a recipe that's a warm-you-up favorite, as well as a way to help you get rid of the winter blues. We start